everybody, Terrence Popp here from the Lair. I want to apologize. I missed an episode. I'm recovering from an injury. Threw my right shoulder out. I just jammed it. I've heard it a bazillion times in the past, and it seems to catch up to you as you get older. So again, I got to pull out the rubber bands and do all the goddamn exercises to strengthen it back up. It fucking sucks. Anyway, somebody sent me an article. They watched my past video called "Can't Cut the Mustard." It's about women in combat. If you haven't seen it, I'll have it linked on the low bar below. And I basically predict that they're going to start lowering the standards for women because not enough of them are passing it to make it worth their effort, or make it cost effective, which it isn't, but it's still bullshit. And lo and behold, the one that's doing it is the ones that I thought would do it the least. Is Israel. They're surrounded on all sides by countries and people who want nothing better than to kill them to the last man. So you would think that, having a high standard for your infantry or the people who are going to do your fighting, your frontline fighting, would apply. But apparently I think his name is Kahane or whatever his name is a fucking idiot. Just want to say that the standards are now coming down, so it begins, and we can thank feminism and Israel for starting it. Okay, he goes on in the article to explain how he's doing it to ease the physical burden on the females in regards to basic training and combat training. Well, somebody who's been to combat, I'm going to tell you this right now, it is fucking hard. Nobody cares if you're a man or a woman. All they care about is you show a silhouette to them that's something that they can shoot, they're going to fucking shoot it. And one of the main reasons you keep from being shot is you run fast, you carry extra ammo so you can shoot back and shoot back effectively, or you get second or third place, which is either, a wheelchair or being a quadriplegic, or third place, a body bag. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, again, he brings up reducing pressure exerted on female soldiers. So basically, he's making up excuses for women in combat, especially the Israeli army, that they only need to carry 4 magazines instead of 6. Because running out of a firefight is a real good idea. And, some other soldier who can carry his 6 magazines will have to throw you one of his extra because you couldn't fucking carry it into combat. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a goddamn liability. That's what it sounds like. But hey, what do I fucking know? I'm just a Green Beret, Airborne Ranger, Paratrooper, Infantry Soldier, veteran of 3 wars, almost killed in 2.
Of course!
He's basically lowering the running standards where women only have to run 2 kilometers, while men still have to run 3. 3K is 2 miles. 2K is 1K less than 3. So they basically have to run only 2/3 the distance. Well, what happens when 2/3 of the distance isn't enough distance to make it to cover, resupply, a boat, or an aircraft to get your ass out of there? What, are the dudes just going to leave you fucking behind? No, they're going to stay behind because you couldn't run the extra fucking kilometer, and they're all going to fucking get whacked because you're a weak motherfucker. Period. As you can tell, I'm spun up about this. This is a subject that lands home for me. I'm just saying. Okay, and he also removed some obstacles from the obstacle course for women not to participate in, while men still have to do it. As if like some wall or some other bullshit they have to do. And his excuse is, well, I fought in combat, I never jump any walls. Well, that might be because the man who made these decisions is a fucking officer, and he doesn't have to do a lot of frontline fighting. He just sits back and watches other people do it and tells people what to do over the fucking radio. And then he takes credit for it, gets a goddamn award, while the people who actually did the fighting get shit. That's just how it works here in the American Army, and I can assume it's probably the same over in the Israeli Army. Just saying. Yarmulke or not, it doesn't make a fucking shit bit of difference. Okay, again, he's shortening basic training for the women and leaving the same length for the men. Do you know what this is going to cause? This is going to cause a lot of animosity. Especially when these women get promoted to the same ranks as some of these guys who did meet the standard, who did jump the goddamn obstacles, who went the proper amount of distance and did everything they were supposed to do, while these women do basically 2/3 of what a man has to do, but yet they get the same fucking rank, and tell this guy to fucking do shit that they can't fucking do themselves. That is sickening. Now, if you read my book, The Warrior's Way and the Soldier's Soul, I discussed this. If you want to be a good leader, you have to do two things. Lead from the front and lead by example. If you can't do both of those, you can probably get by with just one. And when you're 2/3 of the standard person, you can do neither. So you'd be a terrible fucking leader. You're worthless. This is fucking bullshit. And it's going to cause a lot of animosity within your ranks. Now, apparently, they put in something at the end of the article that state that a lot of men are joining these units. And they're probably doing so because they know that the standard's less there, and they're not going to get beat down as much if they went to a regular all-male battalion or unit. That's just my opinion on that. Maybe they're a bunch of white knights and they want to pick up a nice piece of trim. I don't know.
Oh, wait. No, you actually have to get the pussy before you can be whipped by it.
That's right.
Okay, now, in my opinion, when you have a 2/3 leader in regards to people leading people who actually meet the standard, in the long run, this is going to degrade your entire military. Again, you are surrounded on all sides by people who want nothing more than to eradicate you to the last man. This is cancer within your ranks. You need to quell it, fix it, burn it out, whatever you have to fucking do. Hell, you can even create an echelon of reserve soldiers who are, female, male, with a lower standard that only fight if and when it gets that bad. And that's basically when everybody and their fucking mother picks up arms and goes to fight the enemy. I can live with that, and I'm sure the rest of your frontline fighters can too.
I can live with that.
Lower standards attract lower standard soldiers. Lower standard soldiers don't fight effectively. They don't fight as hard. They can't go the proper amount of distance, carry enough weight, and it's weakness, and you're just basically trying to get people whacked early or whatever the fuck you're doing. This is absolutely stupid.
Fuck that shit.
Okay, somebody left a comment on this particular one that this Defense Secretary Kane, or whatever his fucking name is basically taking a crash course on how to lose a war. And I agree completely. Again, war is not a kind place. In my opinion, it should be fought with absolutely no fucking rules, because if it was, it wouldn't happen as often as it does. That's just my opinion. As a non-commissioned officer in the United States Army, I'm bound by the Geneva Convention, which I follow to the T. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I enforce the last 300 meters of this country's foreign policy.
You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker!
Political correctness wins wars like feelings load guns. What is the maximum range of an excuse? 0 meters. And what is the maximum effective range of feelings? You guessed it. 0 fucking meters. Boom, beer me. Alright, in the future, you're going to probably see the American military follow in suit. It's going to be in small increments that probably won't be picked up by the media. A, because they're basically all led by 3 people, and they're incredibly liberal. And they want nothing better to see the America fail. And, which I do not. I went to great lengths to prevent my soldiers that I trained to train to standard. I went to great lengths to make sure that all the soldiers I led into combat returned home. And if I ever had to surrender a man to death, I would not feel guilty about it, because I knew that man was trained to standard. In fact, he was trained and armed and prepared above standard by me. Now, some people will think I'm an asshole, and I really don't care. But I will say this, Dennis Leary has the whole market cornered on asshole. I'm a dick, and I'm a dick by choice, and I'm short-term mean to be long-term nice. It is what it is. And as a sergeant in the United States Army, I pride myself on this one simple phrase. That everyone out there who watches this video at some time or another, be it your sons or daughters, grandsons or daughters, nieces, nephews, what have you, you're gonna have to box up a child and send them to war. Because war's not going away, people. It's been there since the beginning of time, and more than likely it'll end us. Alright? And when that happens, you're gonna do two things. One, you're gonna pray to God that they come home alive. And number two, you're gonna pray that they fall onto the books of a soldier such as I, who can help prayer number one happen. And in that moment will be my absolution, my redemption. So there's a lot of people out there pissed off at me because I always do the right thing even when nobody's watching. And as far as I'm concerned, when those guys are old and gray and they send their grandsons or granddaughters off to war, they're going to ask for those two things. And they're going to go, holy shit, I hated that guy Popp, but I sure as shit hope that my grandson or granddaughter winds up on the books of a soldier like that. Anyway, that's me for tonight. Sorry for preaching from the pulpit, but it is what it is. You guys have a good night. Out.